This is a breaking news alert. Lindsey Graham is dead. Let me repeat that. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham is dead. Let me read from you a statement from his office that was released moments ago. The office of U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham released the following statement. On the evening of Saturday, July 11th, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham passed away from a brief and sudden illness. Senator Graham's family appreciates prayers at this time and asks for privacy during this incredibly difficult period. Lindsey Graham is dead at the age of 71. His office says he passed away from a brief and sudden illness. Here's what else we are learning. Emergency personnel responded to a call for cardiac arrest at Lindsey Graham's Capitol Hill home on Saturday night, according to a police scanner audio obtained by NBC News. Photographs reviewed by NBC News show that a paramedic carried a person on a stretcher from Graham's home to an awaiting ambulance. Police cars and fire trucks were also on site. Lindsey Graham was pronounced dead soon thereafter. Donald Trump just issued the following statement. Senator Lindsey Graham, one of the greatest people and senators I have ever known, is dead. He was always working and was a true American patriot. Lindsey will be greatly missed. And he puts this all in caps. Details and arrangements to follow. So sad. President Donald J. Trump. Now, Lindsey Graham was supposed to be on Meet the Press today with Congressmember Ro Khanna and Senator Adam Schiff. Lindsey Graham has now been pronounced dead at the age of 71. The last public appearance involving Lindsey Graham, he was in Ukraine on Friday. He was touring a drone factory. You see him in this photo over here with the drone, holding drones, walking around the drone factory. Ukraine President Zelensky posted the following message after that Friday visit from Lindsey Graham in Ukraine. Good meeting with U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham in Kyiv. This is already his 10th visit to our country. We appreciate his support. I'm grateful to Lindsey for recognizing our warriors. The stronger Ukraine is on the battlefield, the greater chances that diplomacy will ultimately succeed. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster, the state from which Lindsey Graham is a senator, put out the following statement. Peggy and I and our children are devastated. Lindsey Graham is irreplaceable, the fiercest of fighters for South Carolina and America, and a loyal and steadfast friend. We grieve with Darlene, his family, and his devoted staff. May God hold him gently in the palm of his hand. We shall not see his likes again. This was the press conference that Lindsey Graham gave from Ukraine just hours, I guess, before he died. Play this clip. This was Lindsey Graham in Ukraine. He then flew back to Washington, D.C., and then shortly thereafter, he died of cardiac arrest. Let's just play this clip.
I've never been more optimistic than I am today that we have the formula to end this war. Help Ukraine be more lethal. Let those supporting Russia to know it's going to be a price to be paid if you keep doing it. And to try to find an off-ramp, not to humiliate Putin, but to end this war so that Ukraine will thrive and survive.
Sanctions package, what kind of allocation do we expect to see?
Now, just to remind you as well of some of the things that Lindsey Graham had said lately, he recently said, within the past few months, I will be with Israel until my dying day. Here's what Lindsey Graham said. Play this clip.
All the anti-Semites to all the isolationists, I don't believe. Forget it. I'm not with you. I'm with Israel. I will be with Israel to our dying day. They're the best ally we could hope for. So we have a commander-in-chief in President Trump, who I think is Ronald Reagan plus.
Lindsey Graham also was cheerleading for the death of Cuba. He said, Cuba is next. After we take out Iran, We will get Cuba. They will fall. Their days are numbered, is what he said. Let's play this clip.
Is President Trump finished the job that President Reagan failed to do? I am a big admirer of Ronald Reagan, but I'm here to tell you that Donald Trump, in my opinion, is the gold standard for Republicans, maybe any president, and when it comes to foreign policy. Maduro, everybody talked about him. Well, Donald Trump's got him in jail. Cuba's next. They're going to fall. This communist dictatorship in Cuba, their days are numbered. The Iranian regime, the mothership of international terrorism, is about to collapse. The captain of the ship, the Ayatollah, is stone cold dead.
We're getting some reactions from some leadership in Iran. Professor Morandi, who's with the Iran negotiating team, put out the following statement. Too bad. I wanted him to see the oil market prices on Monday before going to hell. You have statements from Ben Gvir, right-wing extremist in Israel. He writes, today Israel has lost one of its greatest friends. Senator Lindsey Graham stood with Israel, not because it was easy, because he believed it was right. All of Israel's leadership responding. Israel Katz, Israel's defense minister, writes, I'm deeply saddened by the passing of Senator Lindsey Graham, a true friend of the state of Israel. Also getting word from Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu posts, Sarah and I grieve with the American people over the loss of our dear friend, Senator Lindsey Graham. In our recent meeting, I said, Lindsey is a great friend of Israel and a cherished friend of mine. We have no better friend than Lindsey. Should also be noted that earlier today, or yesterday, a spokesperson for Senator Mitch McConnell, 84 years old. He's been in the hospital now for 4 weeks. He told local media that Mitch McConnell continues his recovery in the hospital. Mitch McConnell, 84 years old. Lindsey Graham has just died at the age of 71 years old. Now, we have to look towards South Carolina's code of laws. There will now have to be an urgent special election taking place in South Carolina to replace Lindsey Graham heading into the upcoming election. So that will be taking place as well. It should also be noted the following. Lindsey Graham, who of course became a Donald Trump sycophant, a Donald Trump bootlicker, however you want to describe it. Here's what he used to think about Donald Trump. This is from 10 years ago when he was defending his late friend, John McCain, and Lindsey Graham, who's now passed away at the age of 71. Here's what he had to say back 10 years ago about Donald Trump. Let's play it.
That he's a jackass.
Really?
That he's bringing his name down and he's not helping the process. And he shouldn't be commander-in-chief. If you want to be commander-in-chief of the armed forces, you need to understand that John McCain and all like him, not just John, are truly American heroes. And then when you put yourself in harm's way, that makes you a hero. But you know what I think makes you a hero? When you're the spouse raising kids when your loved one's deployed. I've been in the military for 33 years. It truly is a team and a family. Mm-hmm. So what he said about John, I think, was offensive. He's becoming a jackass at a time when we need to have a serious debate about the future of the party and the country. We're on the verge of giving an Iranian Ayatollah, who's a radical jihadist, a pathway to a nuclear bomb. The world is literally falling apart. We're becoming Greece here at home. And all we're talking about is Donald Trump and everybody he insults. But he's crossed the line here. There may be some frustration with our border. I get that. That's no justification for slandering on it. Huh?
What's the line he crossed?
Saying that John McCain and people like him are not American heroes. The American people will not tolerate what he is doing now regarding those who have served. This is a line he's crossed, and this is the beginning of the end of Donald Trump.
Senator, you seem angry.
I am really pissed because John, oh, come on. You know, John and I have been buddies. Forget.
And then also Lindsey Graham has, again, before dying, completely changed his personality. And he went from saying very positive things about former President Biden to attacking Biden very personally and then becoming a Donald Trump sycophant until his literal dying day. Just to remind you, this is what Lindsey Graham had to previously say about former President Biden before Lindsey Graham turned into an ultra MAGA Donald Trump extremist until his dying day. Here, play this clip.
If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then it's probably you got a problem. You need to do some self-evaluation, because what's not to like? Here's what I can tell you, that life can change just like that. Don't take it for granted. Don't take relationships for granted. I called him after Bo died, and he basically said, well, Bo was my soul. We've talked for a long time. He came to my ceremony and said some of the most incredibly heartfelt things that anybody could ever say to me. And he's the nicest person I think I've ever met in politics.
Is that right?
He is as good a man as God ever created. And we don't agree on much, but I think he's been dealt a really gut blow. I think he focuses on what he's got to do, not what he lost. His heart's been ripped out, but he's going to make sure that the other members of his family is well taken care of. And he started talking about his grandkids, more worried about them than anything. We just talked about the future.
Yeah.
He started talking about the future of his family.
There you have it, folks. Lindsey Graham is dead, dying at the age of 71, sudden cardiac arrest after returning from overseas from Ukraine. Lindsey Graham dead at the age of 71. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Please hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.